I love horror games. I play the good, the bad, and the weird. However, one genre of horror sticks out above all else, this being surreal horror. Surreal horror is a genre that implements negative emotions and fears from real life, such as death, anxiety, and abuse, and grants them physical form. This could be through incomprehensible monsters, twisted and warped environments, or a combination of both. Among the games I've mentioned previously lies a newcomer to the scene, this being the Chinese room's Still Wakes the Deep. Now, these guys are no strangers to gaming, with established titles such as the beloved Dear Esther, and the confusingly beautiful Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. It's no wonder why Still Wakes the Deep was well received by both fans and critics. However, what sets this game apart from the others is its deviation from the genre. Dear Esther and Everybody's Gone to the Rapture sets you in a depressing environment, with the main crux of the gameplay being its storytelling through exploration. There's never a hidden threat, just a sense of dread and unease as you play through the aftermath. On the other hand, Still Wakes the Deep does the complete opposite, with it setting up a false pretense, then ripping the rug out from underneath you. So, join me as we adventure through the sad story of Still Wakes the Deep.
I still can't believe you went. What are you thinking? Going to that place? Wish you hadn't got yourself into this mess, but you did. You can't run forever. I know you were just trying to do right by me, so I need you to do what's right by us. Now, please, Kaz. I am so tired of fighting. I just want it to be over. I want you home. The girls want you home, but if you don't deal with this, then we are done for good. I love you. But I won't wait forever. Suze.
This was a letter sent out by Kaz's wife, Suze, housing feelings of frustration, implying a divorce could be a potential outcome if Kaz doesn't confront the unstated issues that led him to the Buria D in the first place. Before Kaz can dwell on the letter, his thoughts are interrupted by his crewmate, Trots.
Kaz, Roy's finishing up breakfast if you want something.
I'll be there in a minute, Trots.
Aye, well, dinna wait too long or someone will be off with it.
Aye. Alright.
And with that, we're given our first objective. Get to the canteen. Before we move on, I'd like to call attention to the insane amounts of detail put into this game. From the electric buzz of the lights, the soft breathing from Kaz's nostrils, the dampened sound of rain and muffled chatter from your crewmates, all do well to make this place feel alive. The amount of effort put into the sound design immerses the player, making them feel as though they are Kaz, not just someone controlling him. Visual storytelling works wonders here. Before you leave your room, scanning your surroundings will tell you two very important things. Kaz loves his family and boxing. As you venture out of your room and begin to explore the rig, you'll discover documents that shed light on the working conditions in the Buria D. It's old and cheap. There's leaks in the pipes and trash stashed away in corners of the cabin floor. Hell, even the management decided against Christmas bonuses for the holiday year. It's clear whoever is in charge of this ship loves to cut corners, with little regard for their employees. On your way to the canteen, you'll find one of Kaz's good friends, Finley, fixing one of the several leaking pipes.
Alright, Kaz.
I'm alright. What are you doing up there?
Pipe's leaking. If it's not one thing, it's the other. See this whole rig? It's a pile of shite. It's falling apart. And we've only just started drilling. Fucking Cadal. And fucking Rennick cutting corners.
Aye.
Speaking of, You are in the shite, wee man. Rennick got a letter this morning from the mainland and he's been up to high dough ever since. Heard he's gunning for you.
Well, that's just brilliant.
Christ, I need a smoke. Can't find my lighter anywhere.
Take mine. I don't need it anymore, honestly.
You're a fucking lifesaver.
I'm going to get breakfast.
Alright. I'll see you for darts tonight. We'll put a wee picture of Rennick up on the board for you.
Sounds like a plan. See ya.
Exploring some more, we'll discover the crew lounge, a sort of beacon in this dreary rig. Here, you can find things to kill time with. Pool tables, a jukebox, and even a little dart tournament nearing its conclusion. Also, if you look here, you can see that Finley absolutely shat on Kaz in the semifinals. Making your way to the canteen, you'll find most of the crew having the delicious Christmas breakfast. Trotz, Gibbo, and O'Connor are arguing over the conditions of the rig, and the lack of a proper crew due to pay cuts.
If we don't take industrial action soon, this place will be even more of a death trap than it already is.
He's got a point though, Gibbo. We're down to a skeleton crew in the pontoons and it's ropey as fuck down there.
Workers of the world unite! What do you think, Kaz?
I don't know. Just here to fix the lecky.
What do you think will be keeping the lights on if this place falls apart? That's coal, you numpty.
There's Brody and the newcomer, Rafts. Brody's tasked with monitoring Rafts while he undergoes his first solo dive. On an oil rig, this usually involves checking and performing maintenance on hydraulics.
Go find a fucking job!
Rafts is clearly nervous, and Kaz is unsuccessful at calming his nerves.
Have you done it before? Christ, no. I'll stick to the lecky, thanks. No great in tight spaces, and it's blowing a gale out there.
Really filling the lad with confidence there, Kaz.
Sorry, wee man. Don't worry about it. Brody's got you.
And lastly, we have Adair, the biggest jackass ever. Not only is he a
very nice person
who wants to make Britain great again, apparently he also knows of Kaz's troubles and attempts to bring him down, but Kaz is quick to shut him up.
You wouldn't know a day's graft if it slapped you in the face.
I'd like to see you try and do my job. You wouldn't know a spark plug from a fucking hairdryer.
Watch your mouth, McCleary.
After dealing with that egghead, you make your way to Roy.
You alright, Roy?
Cars, me old mucker.
I do.
McCleary! To my office. That means now, not as soon as you're ready. Now!
The sweet sound of Davy Rennick.
You think it's the Paulus?
Can't be surprised, Kaz. You heard from Suze?
She's talking about divorce.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kaz. She'll come around.
Not if I get the jail, she won't.
Well, maybe you could have considered that while you were battering Billy Chamberlain's head in.
Cunt slagged off Susie, had it coming.
And there he is. Floats like a butterfly, stings like a bee, and swears like the devil himself. Listen, mate, even if it is the police, maybe it's best to just go back and face it, yeah?
Ugh, I don't know, Roy. I'm fucking scun up with the whole thing.
The Lord loves you, mate, no matter what. And I'm pretty sure Suze does too.
That's all clear for you now, Roy.
Lovely job, thanks, Dobby.
Oh, Trot says he's left your insulin in your cabin.
Oh, bless his little communist socks. Muchly appreciated. Ta. Remember, life is like football. It's not over.
Until the final whistle. Aye. You're a Barnsley fan, so you're pretty much fucked from the off, right?
Oh, I will see you hand for that, McCleary. Off you trot, lad, before his nibs blows a gasket.
One thing I love about this section is the conversations between Kaz and his crewmates. Casual conversations that flow naturally, making it feel as though the crew are tight-knit and close together, especially with Roy. Through their banter, it's clear that they are good pals and their friendship lives outside of the rig, as Roy asks about Suze. Along with this, we learn that Kaz has gotten into a fight back home with somebody known as Billy Chamberlain, which resulted in Billy pressing charges and Kaz fleeing to the rig in an attempt to escape the consequences. Also, if you couldn't tell, Kaz is Scottish, his crew is Scottish. This is a Scottish oil rig. Heading out, you're greeted with the docks. Metal warping, arguments, the rig pumping out underneath you. Get used to it, because you'll be coming here. A lot. Navigating your way through, you'll eventually find Roper, who informs you that the main drill is acting up, and no one is sure why. How strange. Keep going, and you'll find another one of your crewmates, Scooby, who asks you to fix the fuse box below to get the elevator working. This is both a means of progression and an introduction to the fuse boxes you'll encounter as you progress. It's simple enough. Press about 3 buttons on your keyboard, and boom, you're in Rennick's office, and he is not happy.
Ah, Mr. McClary. So glad you could join me, and sorry to have got you out of bed. Shut the door and have a seat.
I'm fine, Standard.
Sit your ass in that chair, you fucking liability.
But I
run a tight ship. Do you understand me? A tight ship.
Technically, it's no shit.
Shut your gob, you Ned prick! I am sick to fucking bouking of you wee gobshites messing with my operation. That chef might be a mate of yours, but he does not run things around here. I do. Do you understand me?
All right, why don't you just get on with it?
Don't you answer me back!
You might be the height of shite on shore, McClary, but out here, I am the fucking king. Do you understand me? You bring the police to my door, to my rig.
I can sort this, right? I just need time.
Shut it, you clatty gobshite. I've got here's a man who can make a more positive contribution to this operation than you.
Look, I know.
Shut it! I'm in a meeting. What? Fuck's sake, Gibbo, I don't care. We're on a schedule. It's a fucking drill. You've got a fucking drill, so drill through it. Yeah, well, Roper's a whiny old fud. He's got a problem with everything. I don't care if it feels off. Just fucking do it! Or I'll come down there myself.
That trouble with the missus?
You're fired. You hear me? Fired.
Come on, man. It's only a wee bit of trouble with the polish. I'm good with the lecky. I keep things running. You said it yourself.
Out! Get off my rig!
Aye. A happy New Year to you too, you cunt.
Fired on Christmas. One of the worst feelings out there. I can only imagine what's running through Kaz's mind right now. Having to confront his wife, the police, and the consequences of his actions. Oh well, best to get it over with and head to the help.
Jesus, Gregor! Gregor!
Get away from the edge! Gaz! Gaz! Get back, man! Gaz! Help me! Gaz! Don't let me die, man! Please! I don't want to die! I don't want to die!
Jesus, just hang on!
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
After the screen cuts to black, a series of warped transitions flash on screen, with what sounds like goo or flesh ripping in the background. Pausing at this point reveals what appears to be a twisted mess of a disfigured human. Its mouth is agape. It's fused with other bodies and appears to have some sort of fleshy mass protruding from its abdomen. This thing serves as an introduction for the horrors to come. After this sequence, a flashback plays out, which reveals that Roy was the one who helped Kaz get a job on the rig. Their grand plan was to work on the Buria D for 4 months, while a buddy of Roy's would talk Billy into dropping the charges. Suze reluctantly goes along with this plan, but not before forcing Roy and Kaz to promise her that they'll look out for each other. Back in the present, Kaz is rescued by Brody and Douglas, and awakens in one of the many safe rooms scattered throughout the rig. Think of these as the bonfires from Dark Souls, but instead of healing you, they just allow Kaz to warm up after experiencing the worst horrors of his life. Walking outside, Brody screams for Kaz's help.
I need your help here!
To the right of Kaz is a pod suspended in the air. Screams and bangs can be heard from inside as it swings around. After struggling on this stupid ladder and making your way to Brody, he informs you that the thing trapped in the pod is Raph's. The main cable used to lift the pod is stuck, and Brody needs you to manually raise it. As you work on freeing Raph's, his screams change, going from cries of fear to cries of pain.
Jesus. That's it! Come back and winch up the bell now!
You don't have time to dwell on this. Brody asks for you to make your way to the top of the rig to figure out the situation.
Is there anything more I can do?
No, I'll get him. We need to know what's going on up top. You'll need to go through engineering. The way up is blocked from here.
Where's engineering for here? I've never been doing this end before.
The only way you'll get there is to go under the rig. Should be a clearer path down there.
All right, I'll head down now.
Traversing underneath the rig, you'll come across the source of the explosion. Dubbed the Shape, this is what completely destroyed the drill from the inside. That same cell-like hue from the flashback appears again, and spikes protrude in all directions of the pipe. After a few risky jumps, you'll find yourself in Leg C. It's here in Leg C where you can have a better look at the Shape. It's a combination of red, gray, pink, and purple. While it may have started from the drill, it's slowly spreading throughout the rig. You don't have much time. Reaching the top of Leg C, you'll find a helmet and a map. All you need to do is make your way through gas monitor and gas separation to get to engineering. Simple enough, right? Making your way through the gas monitor section, a roar erupts across the rig. It's clear that you aren't alone here. The further you progress, the louder the roars get.
Locked.
Eventually, you manage to find Finley holed up in gas separation.
Clary, guys, over here.
Jesus, Finn. You all right? You look like you've seen a ghost. Who's making that noise?
Gibbo, he's making that racket.
Should we no find him, help him?
No, wouldn't recommend that.
What does that mean?
It means he's no alright. After that explosion, he got oil or some shite on him and just, I don't know, he freaked out, went for me. He's still out there.
You mean out here? As in out here with me?
Aye, that's exactly what I mean.
Oh, that's just fucking brilliant. You seen anyone else?
I'll just go here. Where you going anyway?
Back to accommodation.
Listen, you'll have to get through the water tanks to get up to accommodation. And quiet like.
Gotta go all the way up there. Jesus. And what about Gibbo?
Stay the fuck away from me. You're listening to me. It's no right, cuz.
I'm no arguing.
Cuz. Be fucking careful, eh?
Aye. You know.
And with that, we have our next objective. Make it to accommodation while avoiding Gibbo. While moving forward, the cell-like hue appears again on the top right of the screen. Looking toward where the hue appeared causes it to grow. It's safe to assume that this hue is an indication of when a threat is nearby. Climbing up this ladder, a window separates you and more of the flesh seen before. Looking at the pile on the ground, it's apparent that it's a person, or several people, mashed together into a combination of tissue and limbs. Could this be what infected Gibbo? For now, you have no idea. The only thing you can do is to continue moving forward. After a few valve puzzles and some platforming, you finally reach level 1. All you gotta do is make your way through the water tanks, and you're home for— What? What do you mean I need to hide?
No, 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 no! Wait! Wait!
As expected, Gibbo is there waiting for Kaz.
The fuck is that?
With the water tanks in disarray, you must navigate and swim through tight spaces, all while Gibbo closes in on your location. The further you navigate, the more Kaz attempts to calm Gibbo down, but each attempt only angers him, who warns Kaz to stay away from him each time he gets close. Also, your flashlight is completely useless in this section, as any attempts to get a better look at Gibbo will cause the light to flicker, and eventually stop working. Something that sticks out are the specific lines Gibbo spouts during the encounter. From the first two lines, it's evident that there were signs of abnormalities even before this incident. Gibbo may have tried speaking up, but was turned down by either Rennick or his fellow crewmates. As for the dialogue with Adair, my best guess is that when the explosion happened, Adair most likely pressured Gibbo to go down to the water tanks to repair them instead of doing it himself. And when Gibbo went down, he could have came into contact with the Shape and, well, you know the rest. After making your way through the tanks, you'll find the valve exit to accommodation. All you need to do now is carefully
Stay away!
whatever that thing was, it was not Gibbo. A side-by-side comparison will show that they look nothing alike. This version is nothing but burnt and boil-infested flesh. Its shape doesn't even resemble that of a human, much less anything of that seen on planet Earth. You need to get away from him, and fast. Progressing further, Gibbo's cries echo out through the area. Eventually, you come across Douglas, who, unfortunately, was not as lucky as you.
No! Douglas! Douglas! Oh, Jesus. No. It can't be. Shit. Oh, God.
In my opinion, moments like these are what help solidify Kaz as a proper character. His interactions with the crew help solidify the bonds he's built, and thus give a reason as to why he mourns the loss of his crew as he finds more bodies during the game. As you make your way to the final stretch of the tanks, Gibbo begins to apologize. Whether it's to Kaz, Douglas, or someone else is unclear.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to.
Whatever Gibbo is now, it's clear he still has some humanity left within him, which could be fighting the instincts of the creature he's turned into, but he's beyond saving. Keep moving forward. After escaping Gibbo, you find yourself in accommodation. Your goal? Search for survivors. Exploring the area, you'll come across a ringing phone. It's O'Connor. He's managed to find safety with Bruce and Fergus, but they too are unaware. O'Connor and the others plan to escape through the underrig, which is currently destroyed. But before Kaz can warn them, the call cuts out. Continuing your search, you'll find more of that fleshy mass all over accommodation. Getting closer to it, you'll hear what sounds like a heartbeat.
Christ, that stuff is rank.
Not only is this thing alive, it's spreading quickly and destroying the rig from the inside. Heading to the crew lounge, cries of anguish can be heard off from a brightly lit door. With the entrance to the canteen being blocked off, this door is the only way forward. When approached, Kaz remarks that the screams on the other side sound like Trot's, and you're greeted to this cutscene.
Trots? Trots, is that you? I can't hear you, man. Open the door. Trots, the door's blocked. I can't get to you. What's up, wee man? Are you hurt? Jesus Christ. Jesus, Trots! Trots!
With Trot's dead, a new door opens which leads toward the canteen. Entering the canteen, you'll notice that it's in complete disarray. Plates of food knocked over, chairs and tables being used as barricades, and a collapsed ceiling. This place is full. Oh hey, at least the Christmas tree is fine. Entering the kitchen, you'll find your good buddy Roy, who's chosen to lock himself inside. The calm, confident Roy we saw earlier is nothing but a sweaty, stuttering shell of his former self.
What the bloody hell is going on?
I don't know. People are dying, Roy.
Dead? Who's dead? How?
Douglas. Trots, I think. I don't know, it's this thing. I think it's doing something to people. I don't know what to believe, know what I mean?
I really do. I saw something out on the deck. I didn't stay to look, it just scared the shit out of me. I should barricade the door.
We can't hide, Roy. We have to get off this rig right the fuck now.
What, without Rennick say so?
Roy, did you hear Rennick? What, you think we're getting evacuated? He'd want everybody back at work if we were at the bottom of the North fucking Sea.
Right. The lifeboats, then?
Aye. You stay. Barricade the door. Let me clear a path, and once we're ready to go, I'll come and get you, right?
I'll be here, don't worry. Getting some extra prayers in.
Aye, we're going to need them.
Guys, You won't leave me. It's bloody terrifying out there.
I'm not leaving you, pal.
I wouldn't blame you if you did, mate.
I mean, you've got all the food in here for a start. Listen, get your man upstairs on the case, and I'll see you soon, right?
And with that, we have our next objective. Find a lifeboat for you and the crew, so you can get the hell off the rig. So, a few things to note here. The rate at which the shape is growing is very alarming. Over the span of what seems like hours, it's gone from a tiny spiral in the ocean into this gigantic mess. Another thing to note are the bangs that are heard when the mass appears. This could prove that the shape grows in spurts, rather than gradually. The damage it causes could be more than physical, as Kaz notes something peculiar when approaching one of the growths.
No, my head's pounding. Is it doing that?
Upon closer inspection, these growths seem to produce these spore-like orbs in the air, which could signal that one doesn't need to come into physical contact with the shape in order to start feeling its effects, as breathing in these spores could produce the same kind of symptoms and transformations. Anyways, side tangent over. With the main entrance to the lifeboats being blocked off, your only choice is to head through laundry. Walking through the dark rooms, you'll begin to hear rumbling in the vents above you. Before opening the door to lifeboat access, the thing in the vents makes itself known.
Oh, shite!
It has tentacles that reach out in all directions, similar to that of the creature we saw behind the window earlier. However, this creature isn't restricted to one spot, and seems to be stalking Kaz. With a locked door separating you and the new monster, the only thing you can do is to head to port side, where the lifeboats are. Back outside, the rig has taken significantly more damage. The normal pathways you used at the start are now reduced to broken rails and exposed pipes. Let's hope that you can find a working lifeboat. Who knows how long this rig will last. As you make your way downward, another crew member, Boyd, meets a terrible fate behind a locked door.
Oh, Christ, pal.
Kaz says it all. Faced with a seemingly unstoppable enemy, what can you possibly do? Continuing to the boats, Rennick announces a temporary evacuation of the crew, while also being as smug as possible about it. Either Rennick is so business-minded that he's willing to force his entire crew to work through a potential world-ending threat, or he hasn't seen what the others have, and is completely blind to the chaos below. Boy, I sure do hope nothing awful happens to Rennick and he helps us get to safety. Finally reaching the boats. Our ticket out of this mess is here. While the first boat may have been worthless due to damaged doors, Kaz's luck finally shows, as the second boat is in perfect working order. All that's left to do is to deploy it into the water, and we're at it. The boat got destroyed. After this mishap, Rennick decides to call up Kaz to bitch at him for tampering with his boats. Hey buddy, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a fucking monsters on the— On your way to the top, Kaz will discover a fire blocking his path. Similar to the electrical boxes from earlier, dealing with fire is another prominent mechanic in Still Wakes the Deep. It's pretty simple to deal with. When you encounter a fire, somewhere in the environment there will be a fire extinguisher that can be used to put it out. Do that, and you can progress. In utility, you'll come across more growths throughout the area. Interacting with them will cause Kaz to take damage, and strange images will flood the screen. It's never explained in-game as to what these images mean, but I have my ideas. My theory is that the shape acts as a hub for everything it comes into contact with, similar to that of the coordinate from Attack on Titan. Through the shape, the memories of those absorbed are stored within, and are shared with other victims. When Kaz comes into contact with the shape, the flashing memories could be those of his disfigured crewmates. Each person flashed on screen seemed to be either transformed or in a state of distress. When Kaz dies from enough damage, different images are shown. A castle, a seagull, a neighborhood or factory, and a statue. These flashes, while appearing to have no correlation to one another, could have been evidence supporting the overarching idea that the shape has been around for far longer than previously thought, and has managed to hide its presence throughout history, while still being witness to many eras of humanity. But maybe I'm just overthinking it. Moving on. Progressing through utility, you'll begin to hear this banging. Moving to the source of the bangs reveals this.
Jesus.
This creature, who's identified as Trots by Kaz, is the first real monster encounter of Still Wakes the Deep, and the area he's in acts as a tutorial for future encounters. As intimidating as these monsters look, they're relatively easy to avoid. Vents and lockers can be used to dodge their line of vision, and objects scattered throughout the room can be used to make noises as a distraction. Unfortunately, I was so scared in this section that I decided to forgo those mechanics, and instead would damage boost my way to the next area. Back in the canteen, we find Roy, and after explaining the situation with the useless lifeboats, Roy decides it's a perfect time to inform us of his declining health.
Kaz, mate, I'm not going to make it over the deck. I'm not feeling so good, pal. I think I need my insulin.
What? You're fucking kidding, Roy. Now?
Oh, I'm sorry to inconvenience you, Mr. Bloody Fit and Healthy. I tell you what, I'll have a little chat with my pancreas, shall I, and tell it to pull its socks up.
All right, fuck's sake. Could you not just eat some fucking jam or something?
Oh, bloody hell, the man's a medical genius. I'll get on the blower to Dr. fucking Spock and tell him not to panic. We've solved diabetes here.
It's fucking McCoy. No Spock. He was the pointy-eared cunt. You think you can manage to get to your cabin? You've some in there, aye? I'll get to the helipad. Make sure that cunt doesn't try leaving without you.
All right. I'm not useless. I can get there. Listen, when you get to the chopper, tell Archie to radio in the support ship. We need all the fucking help we can get, Kaz.
All right, big man, all right. Just be careful, okay? My girls need their godfather in one piece.
And from there, the two split off. Kaz to the chopper, and Roy to his cabin. Back on the deck, the rig's damages are more apparent. It's destroyed, with cargo scattered and thrown in all directions. An open flame can be spotted in the distance. Thick fog covers most of the area, and sounds of howling can be heard growing louder and louder as you progress through the wreckage. If you stop to listen to the howls, you'll realize that they're calling back to each other, similar to that of adult whales calling to their newborn calves. Moving downward, eventually you'll find the source of one of the howls. It's Myrrh. Compared to Trots, Myrrh is far more intimidating. Instead of being a sliding blob, Myrrh stands tall with tentacle-like appendages snaking their way up to a big ball of flesh and bone. Most notable though, is his ability to speak. It seems that with Myrrh's transformation, a piece of his consciousness still remained. It seems that this piece only allows him to communicate through barking orders, like he would with Innis at the start of the game. Unfortunately for Myrrh though, my fear of Rennick leaving us behind far outweighs my fear of Myrrh killing us, so we have no choice but to push forward. Before making our way to Myrrh's section, we run into Innis.
Kaz, Jesus, Innis. What you doing up there? That thing will see you.
That thing. It's Muir, Kaz. It's fucking Muir.
Muir. Jesus.
Christ. I don't understand, Kaz.
Listen, we have to get to the helipad, all right?
I tried talking to him, but he came for me. Like, he didn't care me at all.
It's no him anymore, Innis. There's nothing we can do but leave. Save who we can.
Aye, you're right. The only way up is the crew lift. He won't let anyone leave.
Then we need to get past him.
All right. I'll see you there. But didn't be a hero if he hears me, all right?
And then don't let him hear you.
See you at the lift.
Something I neglected to mention earlier before this section was a phone call you can encounter on your way to Roy. In the background of this call towards the very end, you can hear what I think is Myrrh transforming.
I don't know what to do again.
What was that?
Something's happening to me. Oh no!
Innis. Innis! Fuck.
Seems as though Innis witnessed Myrrh's transformation firsthand, but being in shock, still feels as though Murr is still the argumentative pal he's known for years, as opposed to the monstrosity prowling on the deck. Unlike Trotz's section, the only thing Kaz can do is stay out of Murr's sight and hide in different parts of the wreckage. As Kaz progresses through the deck, Murr can be heard crying out at different points. It seems as though Murr's mind is at war with itself, with one half demanded by the will of the shape, while the other half is trying to resume his rigged duties pre-transformation. However, it's still unclear as to what extent the shape's influence holds over an individual once they are transformed. Finding Innes at the crew lift, he informs us that the cargo house came down between one of the freight carriers, blocking off the crew lift, and their only way out of there. Luckily for us, it's a pretty simple fix. Make your way there, hit the button, and then make your way to the lift. All seems fine, until...
Come on, lad, come on! Shit! Hold on! Christ, no! Jesus!
Gregor, Rafs, Douglas, Gibbo, Trotz, Dobby, Sunil, Murr, Innes. All good friends of Kaz. All are now gone. Making our way to the helipad, you can overhear a conversation between Rennick and Archie. You need to get up there fast.
Get a move on! Archie! Rennick! We have to give them more time! You told them to come! What I told them is that we are leaving! And we are leaving! Now! Rennick! I'm right here! Archie, stop! Wait! Wait! Fuck! Bastard! You lying bastard! Where are you going? Jesus Christ! I can't fucking die here. Christ. Zeus. Fuck. Come on! Come back! Hey! What the fuck is it? Fuck! Fuck!
After this crash, Kaz experiences another flashback. It's here where we can see the start of Kaz and Sousa's conflict before he leaves for the rig.
You seriously think if you leave the country, this will all just blow over?
No one's going to chase me out into the middle of the North Sea.
My mum always said I'd married beneath me, Kaz, but I thought you were smarter than this.
I'm fucking doing my best.
No, you're not doing your best. What do you know about oil rigs, you roaster?
I'm good with the lecking.
Terrace houses, Kaz, flats, maybe a shop, if you're feeling adventurous.
Roy's put in a word. He said I'm up to the job.
Oh, for God's sake. Roy's a cook.
He's a chef.
He's a cook.
It's just for a few weeks. We'll just let it cool down a bit. Then I'll call Billy Chamberlain and have a word. Talk him into dropping the charges.
If you run the police, I'll give you the jail for sure. When are you leaving?
Tomorrow morning.
You are shitting me, McCleary. It's the girls' school concert.
I'm fucking scunner, Suze. What do you want from me?
I'm just saying this, Kaz. If you leave us, if you run, if you go, then we are done. Hear me?
It's funny. If Kaz would have just stayed on the mainland and confronted his issues, perhaps all of this could have been prevented. Back on the ship, Kaz awakes on the helipad. What happened to Archie and Rennick? Where's Roy? Did we seriously just lose our last chance at escape? With no clear goal in mind, you decide to head towards Rennick's office, where a ringing phone can be heard. Answering the phone, it's Brody. While Kaz decides to cry up a storm about the lifeboats and the chopper, Boyd directs his attention to the radio room.
Here's what I need you to do. I need you to get to the radio room and call the support ship.
It's fucked, man. The fucking crane fell on it. Hello? Hello? Shit. Hey.
It's Brody.
Hey, know who it is, you daft prick.
Listen, that's the generators failing. If they cut out, we'll be on emergency batteries so the radios won't work.
You're not listening, the radio room is gone.
Christ, man, there's other radios, but only one set of Jennies. If they fail, you're going to need to head down there and manually restart them.
I'm not going down there again, fucking Gibble.
Kaz, if the lecky cuts out, you won't have a choice.
You go and do it.
Not Kaz, I'm busy. You need to get to the Jennies and stop them from shorting. Got it?
Aye. Jenny's, right. Brody. Shite!
With the generators running low and the sounds of Mirror closing in, Kaz needs to move fast. If you got one more chance to get off this rig, best not to blow. Well, who could that be?
It's Kaz, who's this?
It's Davros! I'm on the lifeboats! God knows how I made it, but I did! Where is everyone?
They're all gone. You've got to get back up here.
Climb back up! I just got here! Do it again! Ah, shit!
Davros, can you hear me? Hello? Fuck.
Moving on, you'll find yourself back in administration. A phone call from a frightened Scooby lets you know that this place is not safe, as he mentions that a new monster is stalking them. Continuing through, the state of administration is awful. More growths can be spotted, active wires exposed, water and blood flood the floors as you traverse through the narrow hallways. Along with these damages are several holes scattered throughout the walls and offices, almost as if something has been burrowing. As you enter a hallway, you begin to hear sounds of shuffling and objects being strung about. Making your way through the hallway, you're greeted by Rennick.
Jesus fucking Christ!
The third monster still wakes the deep. He's been reduced to an oversized head with what we can assume to be his body, morphed into a fleshy mass behind him. Along with that, he sports the same sticky tentacles that both Murr and Trotz had during their sequences. While he may call out to Kaz for help, it seems as though the influence of the shape has other plans, as Rennick immediately begins to give chase. Luckily for you, Rennick's section is the easiest out of the bunch. Just run through the open rooms and vents, and you'll be sure to avoid him on your first playthrough. However, I wasn't so lucky, as near the end of the chase sequence, I failed to notice the extremely bright exit at the end of the hallway, and thus was backed into a corner and died. I swear, I'm not bad at video games. After choosing the correct path,
We did it! We did it! We did it! We did it!
you find a locked door that could use some breaking into. Unfortunately, as soon as you break the lock, Rennick appears right behind you to kill you. Or at least that's what I thought. As I turned around to test fate, I saw that he was basically a football field's length away.
Boo! You stink!
Finding our way to starboard side, you're safe from Rennick, but not from the elements. You'll need to find a new way to engineering. To do so, you'll first need to climb the destroyed chopper, and Kaz's reaction says it all.
Oh, come on, you're joking me.
After a treacherous climb of the chopper, a nice phone call from your buddy Bruce.
Hello?
Bruce! We're trapped! What's coming in?
Bruce! It's Kaz, where are you?
Lost O'Connor! You hurt his leg! Swim!
Bruce, tell me where you are! Bruce, can you hear me? Jesus Christ. Shite!
And some easy platforming, you'll find yourself back in generator access. Simply disable the electric water and turn off some gas valves, and you'll meet up with Finley once again in engineering. Since the rig is currently on emergency power, it'll be up to you and her to reset the generators. First, you'll need to reset the protective overlay. If the damage isn't too bad, then the generator should work just fine.
Ah, ya beauty. At least that works. Better tell Finley. Shit.
Meeting back up with Finley, she and Kaz deduce that the generators could be tripping somewhere due to a fault in the system. If they don't find the fault, then the protective relay will continue to reset. In order to deal with this issue, one person will need to reset the generator manually, while the other finds the fault in the system.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but the generators are that way.
Well, I'm no fucking going down there.
Have you got a better plan? No? Aye, well, I fucking didn't think you would have somehow. Fucking get on with it!
Aye, where you go then?
With Finley off to find the fault, Kaz sets off to generator controls to reset the generator and deal with the monster stalking the room. All seems fine at first, with Kaz coming across more of the growths, now glowing, and the occasional lighting failure. The only threat in the beginning section is your mind. However, moving closer towards generator controls, cries begin to emanate from within. You won't be alone for very long. Finally reaching generator controls, you're greeted not by Myrrh, but by Adair. Interestingly enough, the howls Adair emits as you avoid him are the same high-pitched howls heard during your encounter with Myrrh, which leads me to believe that the howls were used as a form of communication. For what though, I couldn't tell you. Adair is the most violent out of all the monster encounters. He has a tight patrol pattern and seems to circle the areas you'll hide in more frequently than the others. This, paired with his heightened sense of hearing, means you'll need to make use of previous mechanics to properly avoid him. After sneaking past Adair, you'll be greeted by a little puzzle. It's pretty easy. All you need to do is flick the switches until they all turn green, and the generator will turn on.
Kaz, are you there?
For fuck's sake, maybe no jump out at me. Have you no seen Adair?
Oh, it's that prick. He's away in mud handling by the sounds of it. Listen, we are in business.
We've gone from full power to batteries to sitting in the fucking dark. What are you all about?
Oh, and getting in a stushy is going to help us, is it? Just get that generator running. It's out on the floor. The key for it should be in there somewhere. I'll be out here looking for the fault.
We'll be looking out for Adair as well, alright?
Even though you might be hesitant to set back out, Adair is nowhere to be seen, which means you can reset the main generator without any issue.
That worked, Kaz. I can see where the fault is. It's blowing a fuse back in mud handling.
Mud handling? Is that not where Adair is?
Kaz, it's coming back. You need to move. Get back to mud handling and fix that fuse.
With it turned back on, Finley can find the fault, and Kaz will need to make his way back to the fuse box to reset it. Making his way to the fuse, Kaz resets it, and Finley tells him over the intercoms that you'll need to reset the relay once more to finally get the power working. Back in mud handling, we can finally get a good look at Adair. While he may have the same egg shape like Rennick, he seems to have better control over his body, as well as an intact consciousness, as he has no issue with antagonizing Kaz and the crew as he prowls the area. Sneaking into the relay, we finally have our chance at a way out. Here's hoping the power finally works. After getting the power to work, Kaz receives a phone call from Brody, and he doesn't have good news.
Finley?
Kaz? No, it's Brody. I thought it was Finley with the lights coming back on.
It worked? Thank Christ. Finley was here, but we get separated. You alright?
Aye. The rig isn't though. We're starting to sink.
Are you kidding me? How long till it goes under?
Soon, if we do nothing. Look, I need you to come down to the pontoons. If we engage the tension winches in all four legs, we can buy some time.
What's the point? The pontoons, the electricity, they fucking things. It's a fucking nightmare.
What you on about? You survived this long, haven't you? More than can be said for most of the poor bastards on this rig. Christ, Kaz. Somebody up there must like you.
That's what Roy keeps telling me.
Aye. Well, he's a Barnsley fan, so he'll be used to praise.
Aye, you're no wrong there.
I'm no wrong about this either. You're the jammiest bastard on this rig, and we need that right now. So let's do this, aye?
What do I need to do?
You engage the winches in legs A and B, and I'll do the others. Easy. There's a direct route down from engineering.
Aye, alright. I'll find my way down.
Top man, Kaz. I'll give you a shout over the tannoy if we're in business.
With Kaz back in focus, he braces himself for the unseen horrors ahead and heads down to the pontoons. The pontoons mark the endgame section of Still Wakes the Deep. You'll be heading towards the bottom of the rig through Leg A. Unlike the start of the game, traversal here is much more risky. As you progress downwards, many parts of the path within the leg crumble under Kaz's feet. Most of the equipment is either broken or has electrical issues. And worst of all, several fires can be spotted around the leg, even worse than before. Instead of crossing daunting overpasses with pieces of exposed environment, you're forced to swim through petroleum-infested water. Paired with a lack of lighting, tight crawl spaces, and presumably freezing water, this is Kaz's biggest challenge yet. Moving between legs A and B, the speakers will suddenly crackle on, and a familiar voice can be heard. While it's hard to make out what exactly is being said, the person speaking is clearly Sue's.
God, how did they even get there?
However, Kaz doesn't seem to recognize her voice. From what I can hear, the words spoken by Sue seem to be from the first flashback at the beginning of the game, mixed with an unheard conversation we've yet to encounter. It's possible that this conversation was exclusive to us, the players, and could have just sounded like static to Kaz. Finally making our way towards Leg B, there's only one way forward, the debris screen. Be sure to pull the lever in the other room before hopping in, otherwise Kaz will meet a grisly fate. After successfully gliding through the debris pipe, you'll be greeted by one of the most stressful sections in the entire game. Upon first glance, a door at the end of the railing leads straight to Leg B. All you need to do is open it, and you'll be on your merry way. Instead, you now have to swim up through gaps in the structure to make it to the top. And boy, let me tell you, this is not fun. Blurred vision paired with poor lighting makes for a very aggravating time. Out of all of the sections in Still Wakes the Deep, this was the one I had the hardest time on. Most, if not all, deaths were due to me being unable to properly navigate the water, as I could barely see. And on top of that, when I did finally notice the holes used to progress upward, it was too late. And before you tell me that you can hold tab to see where you need to go, I wanted to complete this section without any help. Now, is this necessarily a bad section? No. If the main goal of the developers was to incite panic in players by forcing them to deal with rising water levels and poor visibility, then by all means, they did a good job. Honestly, with the amount of deaths I've experienced in this relatively easy game, I think it's safe to say that I'm pretty shit at horror games. After some more underwater adventuring, you find yourself in Leg B. The shape has spread even more, appearing partially submerged in water. Specifically, the water you were just swimming in. Venturing deeper, cries of pain can be heard off in the distance. Investigating the source of the outbursts leads you to O'Connor, except it's no longer the O'Connor you knew. If it wasn't clear from before, the bodies we passed earlier were that of Bruce and Fergus, with the left behind O'Connor suffering the worst fate out of the three. When you interact with him, he doesn't even acknowledge Kaz's presence, instead calling out to a Mary.
You can hear me, can you? I'm sorry. I can't help you. I'm sorry.
O'Connor spews tentacles toward Kaz, either in an attempt to kill or infect him. But he manages to break away, and you leave him there, alone.
Am I ever gonna get the fuck out of here?
Moving past a large wall of flesh, you finally find the Leg B wrench. Release it, and Brody will thank Kaz over the intercoms.
That's magic, Kaz. We've done it. No so bad, eh? Send the leg and I'll see you up there. Thanks for helping. You'd all be gone without you. And I mean that.
Well, don't get around in just yet.
Ascending the lift, you'll have a chance to properly examine the interior of the shape. It's both beautiful and grotesque, with a strange blue light emitting from the top. This same light could be spotted at the start of the game, but its intensity is far more prominent than before. Don't forget the spiral. You'll be back soon. Back in accommodation, you'll come across another rest point. Sitting at another bond heater, Kaz makes a comment about updating Roy. Since the incident with the chopper, we've yet to hear anything from him, so hopefully he's alright.
Roy, fuck's sake.
Oh, gosh, mate, thank the Lord. I've been worried sick.
Sorry, pal, I've been all out of the shop since I last seen you.
What's going on, Kaz? What happened with the chopper?
That cunt tried to go without us, but, well, didn't work out well for him or the bird.
Bloody hell, Kaz. Is anyone alive?
Aye, I saw Finlay. We had to get the Jennies on, and Brody as well, helping with the tension legs. Do you know what? I'm a fucking rig expert now.
Told you to take no time. Yeah, I'm glad you've not been alone out there. Those two are all right.
I saw O'Connor. He's one of these things, but I thought... fuck, I don't know what I thought, but whatever it is folk are being turned into, there's something of them still in there. What's going on? Roy?
It's all right. It's just me being clumsy. Once I get my shot, I'll be right as rain.
Do you need me to come and get you?
No, I can do it. So this rig out. And the way to get us home. See you, girls. All right?
Aye.
You're a good lad, Kaz. That's why Suze loves you. She does, you know. She really loves you. Kaz?
Aye. Sorry, I have to go, Roy. Will you make it to the cabins all right?
Yeah, I'm on the way now. You, be on yours. I'm praying for you, mate. Remember, Jesus loves you, Kaz. Everyone else thinks you're a con there.
All right, pal. Afters.
I just want to take a quick moment to point out how well written the dialogue in this game is. That, paired with the vocal performances of Shane Dooley and Alec Newman, really do well to add to the realism of this game. Oftentimes, when having a voice protagonist in a horror game, they tend to fall flat.
I gotta get out of here.
How do I get out of here?
I need to get out of here!
Looks like I'm getting out of this place.
The fuck? Fuck! Oh shit! Fuck! Motherfucker!
However, Kaz's interactions with his crew and the environment do exceptionally well to further immerse the player in the world of Still Wakes the Deep. Before leaving back out to the deck, the phone will ring once more. Answer it, and it's Suze.
Hello? Hello? Anyone there?
Here it is. Listen, I don't have long. I left away my mum. I had to get out. She's hurting me. I'm going to have my head stuck in
Suze?
this.
Is that you?
Oh, Jesus. This one's trying to give me a kicking and all.
Gonna be a wee boxer, eh?
Aye, you wish.
I wish I could see you. You're beautiful like this.
Aye? Well, I feel like an elephant.
Christ, what is this? Suze! Suze?
What we just heard wasn't really a phone call, but instead some sort of past memory manifested into reality, most likely due to the influence of the shape within Kaz's mind. He's infected, and the signs were there from the very start. Rather than destroy his body, the shape has opted to destroy his mind. Back on the deck, night has fallen on the rig. Adair's howls can be heard off in the distance, and the shape has rapidly grown, wrapping itself around the communications tower. Moving towards the bottom section, the voice of Suze can be heard the closer you are to the shape, further evidence suggesting that Kaz's mind is deteriorating.
Suze. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is happening to me?
Eventually, we find Brody holed up near the main flares. They're damaged. If they were to break off and hit the oil leak at the bottom, well, Brody needs you to make your way downward and find the diverter valve. Activating it will switch the flares to the auxiliary gas. On your way out, you can find a note left by Finley to Brody.
Brody, dug the radio out but no signal, no fucking nothing. You know what we have to do? This is our fucking problem.
Seems as though we aren't the only ones coming to terms with the reality of the situation. With the radios no longer working, our chances of making it back home are slim to none. Yet despite this, we push forward. Pressing on through the processing quad, you'll eventually find the diverter valve and Adair. Adair's second encounter is more aggressive than the first, with you needing to move through tight crawl spaces in an even smaller area to make it through the valve, all while Adair mocks Kaz as he sneaks around.
Up to your own tricks, McCleary. Nothing. I'll find you.
Eventually, you'll make it to the valve.
Kaz, I can see the feed switch in here. Glad you're alright. I've started the igniter. Give it a sec. I can't see anything.
Of course you can't, because I'm not that fucking lucky.
No, it's not working. The gas is poured back toward the rig. I'm sorry, Kaz. I need you to do it manually. It's too dangerous to leave it. You'll have to head out onto the stack and use the relighter I gave you.
Fuck.
Did you hear me, Kaz? Wave or something so I know you're receiving.
Prick.
Understood. Godspeed.
Making our way to the flare, Adair isn't too far behind. The track that plays and the snarls of Adair as he chases you toward the flare do well to build a sense of panic and urgency in the player. Eventually, you'll find the flare stack, where Kaz will reignite it, and Adair will meet his end.
Shit.
I'm doing this!
Shit.
Adair screaming out in pain while he's on fire is interesting. Before this, we had no way of knowing how to deal with the monsters. Knowing they could take damage from fire, this could give Kaz and the others the fighting chance they've been looking for. We don't have time to dwell on that now, as due to the explosion from before, the flare tower is starting to collapse on itself. Brody screams for Kaz to move, but right before you can make it, the tower breaks, sending Kaz hurling towards a freight container. After this, Kaz awakes back at the underpass of the rig. The spiral at the start of the game has grown dramatically, with the blue light from before emitting an even stronger reddish-orange color. The waves are more aggressive, and the underpass has been nearly destroyed. With no way to contact the others, your only goal now is to find a way back inside. Back to whatever safety might be left. Getting past the wreckage, you'll stumble across another note from Finley to Brody.
Brody, if you're reading this, I'll meet you in engineering. I did my bit. Your plan better work. Last chance!
One last-ditch effort from the two of them. Whatever it is, it better work. Back in engineering, several explosions can be heard from outside the halls. These are most likely the fire coming into contact with the oil from before. At the end of the hallway is another note, this time from Brody to Finley.
Finley, no way through. Engineering is full of oil. We can do this. I don't want to give up. We can get out. We lost Kaz, but we can sort this out. Just don't do anything stupid.
Pressing on down the oil-infested hallways, you'll eventually come across Brody and Finley. It's here that they share their final plan, to float the rig.
I'll dive down and release the tension cables. Hopefully we balance out, maybe end up higher in the water. I'll need you both at Marine Control.
It's Roy.
Hello, can anyone hear me? Look, I'm stuck up inside fucking hot on the accommodation roof. I don't know how long I can last without insulating.
He's up on the roof. I have to get him.
No!
Is anybody out there?
You have to get to Marine Control with Finlay.
Please!
It's a two-man job and we don't have much time.
You think Roy does? Can't I just leave him? I promised I'd get him home.
Ah, let him go. Fine. If you want to go, go. But this place is filling up with gas and oil from the drill to the derrick. God knows where else it's leaking to. I can't recommend it.
I know, Brody. But I'm going. I have to.
Engineering's your only path up there, and it's flooded, so you'll have to swim. It's a long way. Plan each step. And if you're underwater, stay calm.
Oh, aye, that's exactly how that'll go.
Enough! You both know what you're doing, so let's go.
Right, yeah, Brody. Roger nerve, alright, McCleary?
I'm coming, Roy. I'll find you.
And with that, we have our final two goals of the game. Find Roy, and get back to Marine Control. This next swimming section, while having no immediate threat, does well to show you just how truly hopeless the state of things are. The shape has made its way into engineering, and there is significant damage to nearly all of the internals of the Buria D. The water sections are even more stressful than before, with you now needing to fight against currents and avoid falling debris. After enough platforming, you'll find yourself back in accommodation. Before moving on to Roy, you can discover another phantom phone call from Suze.
Do you know what time it is? Hey, wakey wakey! Jesus, Kaz, it's Kate's birthday! You're supposed to celebrate the day, no last night. Do you hear me?
Suze? Aye, I hear you. What do you mean it's her birthday? That's no for months. Suze? It's kind of one.
I have no idea as to what to make of this call. From the dialogue alone, I could place it furthest away from all other cutscenes and flashbacks. If anything, this just further proves that Kaz's mind is continuing to decay. Moving through accommodation for the last time, you'll encounter the bodies of the rest of your crew, each more disfigured than the last. Who could be responsible for the destruction this time around? Well, it's none other than our favorite trade union worker, Trots. He's the only thing standing between you and the rooftop. Trots is far more agile this time around compared to the laundry encounter, and seems to have gained more of his consciousness back as hinted by the taunts and quotes he spews while giving chase. After avoiding Trots for long enough, you'll stumble into Roy's cabin and find his insulin. Given how weak he sounded over the intercoms earlier, Roy could be running on borrowed time. Squeezing through the final parts of Trots' encounter, he meets his death under a pile of rubble, but not before leaving us with this line.
I've got to go.
This line is interesting. The bodies we discovered earlier were strung about in different rooms, with some being sat in chairs or laid in beds. This obsession with recreating moments before the disaster seems to be shared among all monsters, as Mur wanted the deck crew to stay present for their jobs, and Adair wanted everybody to stay away from engineering. Could this be a side effect of those infected, or a means of preserving life in their own sick and twisted way? I don't have a proper answer for that. Up on the roof, we'll finally be able to meet up with Roy. We've just got to get him and get out.
Roy, talk to me, big man. Come on, Roy. Roy, wake up, you prick. Please wake up. Wake up, come on. Oh, you bastard. Don't leave me here. Please, big man, come on back. Christ, don't leave me. Roy, don't leave me. I can't do this, man. I'm scared, Roy. I'm fucking terrified. What am I going to tell Susan? Hey. I mean, she's going to fucking kill me, man, you know? She loved you, big man. She really loved you. So did my girls. Wait, what am I going to tell them? Oh, sorry. Your Uncle Roy's not coming home. Aye, I know. Me and Ollie. I love this big man, do you hear me? I loved him.
The way Kaz broke down, the holding back of tears, the rampant mood swings, and the acceptance of Roy's passing. All realistic reactions to the passing of a very dear friend. Roy was the only thing keeping Kaz strong throughout the game, and with him gone, you can tell that he feels hopeless and lost. While Kaz pauses to get himself together, the phone rings.
Who's this?
It's Finlay, Kaz. You got to, Roy. Good. Look, Kaz, the water's up to admin, so I couldn't get to Marine Control. You need to try and get there from where you are, alright?
Jesus.
Aye. And that English bastard better come and all. You can't stay in that hut forever, no. Kaz? Kaz, you still there? When you're not shouting, I start to worry like. Is Roy making a fuss? Put him on, I'll get him tailed. Kaz, for fuck's sake, what's going on?
Roy's no coming.
Ah, Jesus. Kaz, did you not make it?
Oh, it's too late.
Fuck. I'm sorry, Kaz. You know, we all loved the big man, eh?
I let him down. He was relying on me.
No, no. No, you did everything you could. You went back for him. None of this is your fault. It's no anyone's. Look, I'm sorry, Kaz, but we need your help here. We're all fucking good down otherwise.
Aye. I want half this fucking rig.
Good. Then you need to find a way across the deck, get to Marine Control Room, call me when you get there, and I'll talk you through it, alright?
Right.
And with that, we have our final objective. Get to Marine Control and get off this rig. Climbing up a broken crane, you get a better look at the shape. What initially started off as a small, blue, fleshy mass has now grown into this massive red, intimidating spiral. It's slowly begun picking up leftover debris. If it were to keep growing, it could potentially finish off the rig. Once in Marine Control, we're tasked by Finlay to activate a few switches, with the hopes of bringing some power back to the rig. However, you aren't alone. Roper, one of the members of the crew tasked with overseeing drill operations, is there. Fused to a chair, all he can do is watch Kaz as he goes between rooms flipping switches. Roper emits agonizing screams and groans of pain when standing near him. At one point, you'll need to retrieve a key off of his person to unlock the ballistic override panel. When you do, he'll leave you with this unsettling message.
It's alright, pal. Here we go. I'll look after this now, alright?
Even with Roper being transformed into a monster, he still fears Rennick. After unlocking the panel, Finlay orders Kaz to flood the forward pontoon. If they can pull it off and raise the rig, they could restore the power. Surprisingly, this works. After the many losses the crew has taken, things finally seem to be turning around in Kaz's favor. All that's left to do is to head to drill ops, but not before Roper gives you a friendly tentacle hug goodbye.
I love you.
On your way back to drill ops, Suze's voice can be heard once again. This time, instead of the sweet comments heard before, it's her bashing Kaz for being an inattentive father.
Suze. Fuck! Am I losing my mind?
It's unclear as to when this memory takes place. Approaching the door to drill ops, the room is suddenly flooded, and Kaz must make his way through another swimming section. It's here where you must avoid Rennick as you swim through the flooded halls. Each time you emerge for air, Rennick's taunts can be heard in the distance. After navigating enough, you'll come face to face with Rennick once more. However, it isn't much of a chase scene, as midway through, the water levels rise once again, and Rennick drowns. He attempts to drag Kaz down with him, but Kaz breaks away, and he's left screaming for help. A shitty end for a shitty man. After all of that, you finally find yourself in drill ops. Finley is hunched over in a chair. Brody is nowhere to be seen. Walking up to Finley, this cutscene plays out.
Kaz, you made it.
Brody, what's wrong with Finley? She's freaked out here.
Listen, Kaz, there's no much time. There's oil and gas getting in here. When it fills, it will be headed right up the drill pipe.
What are you on about?
I'm still in the pontoons. I've only got a couple of minutes. I can't stop it. The rig's a time bomb now. You understand? One spark and... You need to find a way off.
Just get back up here and we'll work it out, yeah?
I can't do that.
What?
I can't get back up.
Wait, no, wait.
I'm sorry.
Wait, listen.
You're on your own now.
I'll come to you. All right?
No, you won't. You wouldn't even get halfway to me. The leg's flooded and the gas, it's no possible.
You got your dive gear?
Aye, but...
So you can use that?
It's oil, Kaz. There's nothing to be done.
Don't fucking say that.
I knew the risk when I came down here.
Fuck. Can I lose you as well?
Listen, I'm alright, Kaz. I'm already back on Sky. You've never seen water like that, Kaz. Clear, peaceful. You just let go and everything's fine.
Aye. That sounds beautiful.
You go one day. Alright?
No, fuck that. I'm never swimming again after this.
Kaz, you and Finley, you could do this, alright? I'm sure she wouldn't do something so stupid.
Brody, you there?
Kaz?
What's stupid? Talk to me.
It's getting higher.
Alright, I'm here, Brody. I'm not going anywhere. Alright, I'm here.
Get him!
Brody. Oh, fuck. Brody. Jesus. How's this happening? What do we do now, Finley?
Doesn't fucking matter.
He's dead and you don't think that matters.
He was always gonna die. All of them. Always. You see that? We've been fucking about with a lakey and pontoons. And without a hope hell. Watching our pals turn into monsters. Never once. Never fucking once. Have we tried to do what needed to be done?
Calm down, alright? What do you mean?
I'm ending this. Fucking now.
Finley. No. Come back. Finley!
From here, a chase ensues. Finley decides the only way out is through death, while Kaz desperately tries to stop her in hopes of finding an alternative way out. As the chase progresses outside, the environment changes with the conflict. Roaring waves break the now half-submerged deck. The winds and rain have increased in intensity, and the sky has changed chaotically, going from gray to blue to purple to red. Towards the end of the chase, the crane we climbed on earlier crashes to the ground. Underneath the wreckage lies Finley. She's weak, panting on one side of the freight containers. Her lower half is presumably mangled in the wreckage.
Who is it you hear? When it's close.
Who do I hear?
It's not Jack Christmas card.
I hear my wife. I just want to get back to her, Finlay. To my weans.
I hear my boy. When he was wee, you know. I hear him now.
Kate. I'm thinking Kate.
He's singing. I'm not seeing him again.
There's got to be a ship coming. You said it yourself.
Christ, Cat. We don't want him coming. Jesus!
I'm sorry, Finlay. I don't know what to do.
We've got to face it, Kaz.
What do you mean?
We can't get back. We can't. But I can.
What?
It's not going to stop with us. Fuck's sake, McCleary. For once in your life, be brave. Be brave for them. You can't save yourself, but you can save them.
Jesus, Finlay.
You want to leave it a chance? If it gets to the mainland, you know I'm right. I'm always fucking right.
Oh, Christ. All right. Aye, all right. For them.
A trading of the lighter, a trade of responsibilities. Kaz, who spent his entire life running from any issue he's encountered, must finally face them all by taking down the shape, the rig, and himself. It's funny. It can be argued that much of the game was a reflection of Kaz's issues. With everyone scrambling from area to area to deal with the shape, all someone needed to do was sacrifice themselves in the beginning. Perhaps much of the death and destruction could have been prevented. If Kaz would have taken the charges from Billy and done his time, perhaps he wouldn't be here now. But it's too late for that. As Kaz points out,
Christ! Never had a chance.
as Kaz reaches the base of the shape, he apologizes to Suze for the final time.
I'm sorry, Suze. I'm so sorry.
Taking out his lighter, he glances around his surroundings one more time before ultimately letting go. Post-explosion, Kaz floats to that familiar blue light spotted earlier back in the pipes. As he does, several conversations between Kaz and Suze play out.
You don't recognize me, do you?
No, sorry, love. You know me.
You could say that. It's been a long time though, Kaz.
Hold up. Susan Lafferty. Fuck's sake, is that you?
The very same. Christ, Kaz, but you look no different.
I've still got the nose, eh?
Well, looks like someone did a good job of spreading it about your face.
Oh, the big man a drink.
Jesus, Kaz. Because I really want to be thinking about Roy right now.
He looks after me. He fucking adores you, you know.
Well, I am easy to love, Cameron McCleary.
Yeah. I'm finding that.
Shut it, great Suki jet.
I do though, Suze. I fucking love you. I love you more than anything in this whole world.
Did that fan pot? Well, you're not so bad yourself, all things considered.
Marry me.
What?
I'm serious. Marry me. We'll make beautiful weans. I want to spend my whole life with you.
She's perfect.
She looks just like you.
Thank God for that. She's got your eyes, though.
My dad's eyes.
I'm sorry, Kaz. I know you'd have wanted him to meet her.
Nah, fuck him. The bastard wasn't interested in me. Why would he care about her?
He loved you in his way, Kaz.
I'll never leave you, Suze. I'll be at your side forever. I'm always going to be here for this, Wade.
After this, Kaz wakes back in his room. Suze is asleep next to him. You can explore the room for a bit and discover things such as their wedding photos and drawings their children made. If I had to place the sequence somewhere, my money would be at the very start of the game. Most likely, the day before Kaz began work on the rig. With no way to interact with Suze, no way to say your final goodbyes.
Kiss the Waynes for me. Tell them I'll be back for Christmas.
You turn around and walk out the bedroom door.
Sorry, Suze.
Only to be greeted with the vast sea. And one final letter from Suze.
Hey, Kaz. I'm sorry it's been so hard. Just wanted to send you this. To say we'll get through it. I know we will. Just take care out there and bring my beautiful big gallus man back home in one piece, okay? I miss you and I love you. And the girls miss and love you. I'm still raging at Roy, but he's a good man and I know he'll look after you. Whatever happens, we will be all right. We can weather this. Just wanted to say that to you, Kaz. To keep you safe and close and make sure you know to come home to us. I love you, Cameron McCleary. Be safe out there on those waters. My man. My love.
Rina